Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video about the NASCAR 23 video game, where today we're going to be diving into the possibility of this game being a port of NASCAR Rivals. NASCAR Rivals, which I have a bunch of gameplay sprinkled in for this video, was a port of NASCAR Heat 5 updated for the Nintendo Switch with the next generation, Gen 7, NASCAR Cup Series race cars. This game is one of the options for what we could receive on consoles for 2023, discussed by Motorsports Games, was porting NASCAR Rivals from the Switch to the Xbox One, Series X, 4, and 5 for the PlayStation. So this is something we could potentially be expecting, is exactly what we are seeing here. NASCAR Rivals had an updated UI for the NASCAR Heat 5 Victory Edition or Ultimate Edition, whichever edition of the game you had purchased, or the original, because Heat 4 and Heat 5 had shared a very similar UI. As you can see right here, skipping through, you can see some additional things that were added to the game for the Nintendo Switch. This is ironically probably the best game that Motorsports Games ever made. Not that they've made many games, but the ones they have so far have been horrible. So this is a possibility that carries with it actually some confidence and potential, which is why I think there's probably a 40% chance of this being the case. All they would have to do is upscale the graphics that they downscaled and potentially update some of the textures to be a little more HD, and update the roster again because it's outdated already. Because that's how it goes when you're late to do everything. But this is absolutely an option. I think it may be the best one. We will receive next-gen race cars, good online gameplay, okay graphics, and a solid game while they continue to work on whatever it is that they want to work on. We'll get challenges, multiplayer, career mode, all that. I'm disappointed only in the fact that if this was the port, we won't have the Xfinity and trucks, which is why I think a NASCAR Heat 5 port update into a NASCAR Heat 6 that they either call Heat 6 or 23, whatever they want to call it, and keep the rosters from the Truck and Xfinity series, obviously update them, but keep the ability to race it, because the ability to progress through your career like that was really awesome. And honestly, what Motorsports Games might want to look into if they can't get it together on their own is working with these titles. Like, take the foundation you purchased from 704 Games when you bought them out, and why don't you just fix the games? I mean, NASCAR Heat 5 can be a decent game. I mean, the graphics are alright. There's some bugs that need to be sorted out. If you can sort out those bugs, great. Tweak career mode a little bit. Make the physics a little bit better. Add a little bit more depth. Like update crap. And you'd be good. Which I could see Motorsports Games doing, because you could almost call them a lazy production. I don't want to hit the developers personally, but I will hit their production team, their leadership and all that, which has failed to really do a good job at getting much of anything accomplished with this game, aside from NASCAR Rivals, which is why this is the best possibility, in my opinion. Like I said, in this video, you're getting a whole bunch of gameplay from them that shows you kind of what it looks like. And for Switch games, it looks really good. It's probably one of the better looking Switch games, and if not the best looking racing game on the Nintendo Switch. All they have to do, porting this back over to the next gen consoles, or even the last gen consoles, is upscaling the textures, upscaling the shadowing and enhancers like that, ray tracing, and you'll pretty much get what you need out of it, and it'll look really good. Obviously, because if any of you played NASCAR Heat on PC, with NASCAR Heat 4 especially, I'm going to use that one because it was the one that was most updated, the PC graphics were better than the console graphics. Not that the consoles can't power a game that looks better, but just the way the game was coded, it didn't run very efficiently. But with the next-gen consoles, they can make this game look a lot better. Even the NASCAR Heat 5. Make textures more HD, and fix some bugs, and you're good to go. Slap a new layer of paint on it, and ship it on its way out. Tweak the physics, give us the next-gen cars, and they'll be good. So that's something I think could happen. Now, let's get into the realistic side of this. What would we actually potentially receive with the NASCAR Rivals port? This is what I think Motorsports Games is capable of, and what can be done within a reasonable amount of time. We would get a game that looked a little bit better than NASCAR Heat 5. You will get NASCAR Rivals in the NASCAR Heat engine, as it is already, just ported to consoles. You'll have maybe one or two bug fixes, but probably not much else. You'll probably retain all the same bugs that NASCAR Rivals has, just better physics by a touch. You won't get a lot better physics, but they'll probably tune them a little bit with the ability to use wheels and all that already work for the game. They did import the paint booth from NASCAR Ignition into this game. With the ability to do something like that, why not port the physics? At least some of them. Because the general physics in NASCAR 21 Ignition is actually really good. There are issues with it that need to be ironed out. I think they just haven't focused on them because it's like the least of their worries. Such as impact forces. Like if you hit the front of a car, you spin out, not them. And it should be the opposite. But if they could like work in, this is not how it works by the way, but if they could like splice the physics between the Heat 5 engine and the 21 ignition physics engine and use that as like their baseline for physics, it'd be really good. Yeah, the graphics would be a little bit lacking, but they'd be a lot better than what you're seeing in this video. I just wanted to pull out NASCAR Rivals for this video. I will pull content for NASCAR Heat 5 for that video that we will cover. In the last video, we just went in depth on all three options, and I did promise to make a video going at least somewhat in depth on the three options themselves. This being the first one, we're doing NASCAR Rivals. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. If you think it's a good idea, if you think they should go with the Heat 5, if you want it to just be an update that we pay for, if you think they should try to at least run it as a new game and put some extra stuff into it. The thing with why I hope that they make a new game out of it is you're more likely to get better updates if it's actually released as a whole game, so put a little more effort into it. If it's just a season update DLC, they're just going to slap next-gen textures on things and ship it out, and it's going to be mediocre at best. I think a NASCAR Rivals port is one of the best options due to the fact that they did iron out a few bugs, and it has some new tech in it that they implemented that's already ready to go. All they have to do is upscale the graphics. So that is why I'm at this point where I think it is one of the best options. At this point, I'm going to mostly just repeat myself. Updated UI and stuff like that will obviously get. Motorsports games could drop the ball and do absolutely nothing. I am speculating on the little bit of information we have at this point, which is that Motorsports Games has all options on the table between using the IndyCar game as a foundation, NASCAR Rivals, or NASCAR Heat 5. If you guys did enjoy this video, sure to leave a like, smash that subscription button, and ring that notification bell so you know every time I upload. It's a NASCAR racing channel. If you like NASCAR and you like racing, you're going to like this channel. I'm doing a lot of NASCAR 23 video game coverage as well as NASCAR 23 real season coverage. So if you like all this stuff, you'll enjoy the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time.